Hello, Connective. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Like, share, and subscribe without smashing anything. And let's get into this energy. This is a collective reading for Taurus. Taurus, picking up where we left off last time we shot a video. You are up next. We've also changed the nature of the way we do our general readings. Law of attraction. Embody the highest version of yourself. And just like before, sometimes the messages would come out a little similar. I think a lot of people are manifesting right now. They are shuffled. Move around for a second. Not going to go for jumpers. We just pull what stands out. All right, so this is New Moon in Scorpio, go deeper, upside down, which just came off the table. We'll get to that. All right. Energy. Deceit. So, law of attraction, go deeper, upside down. Deceit. Mystery card. Put that over here. And I'm going to pull 3 of each of these. This one, Queen of Pentacles. This one, 8 of Wands. Okay, that goes along with this card here. And 3 of Swords upside down. Okay. Taurus. All right. 8 of Swords. 8 of Wands. 8 of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this hasn't been as easy as it looks. Whew. Huh. All right, well, let's pull the last cards and figure out what's up here. Somebody went through something, most likely love related, but it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a really good friend or family member or somebody genuinely loved somebody. It doesn't matter what kind of love, and they got their heart broken. What I like to call on purpose, which means the person didn't accidentally do it. They did it on purpose. Yeah, they lacked compassion. They were always that way. You may have noticed it in the beginning. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you thought you could help this person. It looks like, okay, so initially it looked like something happened to you and you were upset about it and you kind of got over it really quick because you were like, you know, like I said, you either noticed something in this person or in the situation, like you saw it, you knew it was something was wrong with it, or you knew that you had more feelings in the end, but there's something you recognized, and so you kind of put you on alert as far as to like what this was going to turn out to be. And in that time that you gave that person to treat you a certain way, they chose to deceive you. It might have even happened quickly, but it could have just kept happening, kind of thing. It might have happened once, and so you're kind of like, well, was it a mistake, or did they, you know, you kind of want to I was going to say give them the benefit of the doubt, but regardless of if that's how you look at it, it's more like make excuses for them. Because even in that situation, you know, you wouldn't do that to them. So coming up with a reason that makes it okay for them to do that to you when you know damn well that it's still not going to make you feel better is just what this reading is talking about. It's talking about the fact that you know it's over, you have this person pegged correctly, but you're still kind of, you're trying to run the hamster wheel. And you've already changed. You cannot stop yourself from changing in this situation. It's done. You cannot go back to the way you were before this situation started. You've changed. You didn't have a choice. It was probably a lesson that you set up for yourself. You knew exactly what you needed to do to put you in the place that you are now. You just don't know what to do next. It's kind of the same thing as the other readings. You've been messing around with other people for so long that you haven't really looked at yourself. You know that this deceit that this other person brought you, you wouldn't bring. But when you look inside of you and what you would bring, you don't really know what that is. Because you haven't really had a chance in your relationships to be the best you. Because the people that you were with were beneath you. They didn't even if they weren't, they didn't give you the opportunity to be the best you because they weren't coming with you on this quest of trying to have a good relationship. Even if they wanted to, they knew that they were a different type of person. Like they knew. It's one of those situations where when you get into it, you're like, oh, a new thing, I hope it lasts. And the other person knows damn well it's not going to last because they know how they are. This card says, you are not moving too slowly. Drop the self-indulgent pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals. On this path, there is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, carry on. You are where you are supposed to be. Yeah, there's probably a couple things that you need to do, but this looks like all stuff that it's kind of like what it's saying, like inside you, taking care of you, allowing yourself to receive, being okay with the change that you made in yourself, regardless of whether or not you chose to make that change. Just understanding that change needed to happen so that you could protect yourself in the future from this thing that happened. There was too many things in this situation that happened, and you don't need to do that anymore. You wouldn't do that to someone, so you didn't need to learn the lesson of not doing that to someone else. You needed to learn the lesson of how not to leave yourself open to receive that from someone else. You needed to figure it out. You also needed to figure out that the relationship sometimes was more precious to you than it was to the other person. I think that this is kind of saying in a way to take that more slowly. If you've been rushing into things and kind of like expecting them to be a certain way or something to that effect, that you could be sort of pushing things in a direction, especially like if you were with someone who just wanted to move slow and you didn't. And so you kind of wanted to start kind of doing things early and the other person kind of felt a certain way. You pushed the other person. But it doesn't look like it's just that. It looks like you have some things that you need to do too. You need to allow this change. Again, if you don't learn how to receive, then you're not going to pick someone who's going to give. If you don't acknowledge your own compassion, you're not going to find that other person to bring you compassion in your relationships. If you don't lighten up and stop taking everything so seriously, the people around you are going to feel pressure, changing the way you do things with other people, making it so that they don't necessarily have excuses for what they're doing, especially if they didn't come up with them, you did. And on top of that, listening to yourself. Stop listening so much to them, because sometimes what they're telling you is not necessarily the truth, and then you keep paying the price for that. And then at the same time, this is causing you to not want to be your true self with people. And if you keep trying to have relationships, you're just going to keep getting more deceit, because other people are going to be picking up that you're not truly yourself either. So I hope that helped, Taurus. And this card kind of came out on its own. Let's pull one more for advice. Oh, guess it's that one. Stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. So kind of like what I was saying, you sort of know what needs to be done or what has been done, and you know you can't go back. So be easier on yourself for that. Allow that. Be comfortable with that, and give yourself compassion. Lighten up and open up. Until we meet again.